Good morning, everybody. It's time for Morning Manna. And this morning, I want to raise the question. Are you on a journey and do you have enough strength? Are you on a journey and do you have enough strength for the journey? Do you have enough strength for the journey? Well, of course, you're on a journey. If nothing less, if nothing else, you're on a life journey. And so that in and of itself will say, you know what? I must have strength for the journey. I have to have strength for the journey. So to that end, that's what we're going to talk about. The text, the talk, the takeaway. 5 minutes or less. It's good to be with you on this morning. This is the last week of February. It's leap year, so we got one extra day. We have one extra day. And odd thing about leap year is that I have a sister. I have a sister who was born on leap year on the 29th. So she has a choice. She can say, "Look, divide my birth year by four," or she can simply say, "Okay, I'll take my birthday on the first or the 28th." I think it's just kind of a different kind of thing. But anyhow, hey, welcome to Morning Manna. Do you have strength for the journey? Do you have strength for the journey? That's what we're going to talk about this morning. Let me greet some folk and get right into the word on this morning. Ari, how are you? Vicky, how are you? Brother Pope, how are you on this morning? Anna, how are you? Peggy, how are you doing on this morning? Pastor Leah, how are you? Jackie, how are you on this morning? Ramona, how are you? Yvonne, how is the retired life coming for you? Wow, must be nice. Grown folk just retiring up in here. Good morning, Erica. How are you? Elder Mobley, how are you? Minister Sent, how are you on this morning? It's good to see everybody on this morning. What a wonderful day it is to get started. It's great weather here. Marita, how are you on this morning? Joel, how are you? Brenda, how are you doing on this morning? You know what? I'm going to jump right into the word in just a minute, greet some more folk, and then go right for it. Carolyn, how are you on this morning? Verena, how are you guys on this morning? This morning, it's all about, are you on a journey and do you have the strength for it? Well, of course you are on a journey. If nothing less, you're on a life journey. Do you have the strength for it? Do you have the strength for the journey that you're on? It's going to give you the text, the talk, the takeaway. Put your comments in the chat area so that everybody can get the revelation that you get as they watch it along the way. You can also do a watch party, share it right now as well. Let's jump right into it. Here it is. Here's the text. First Chronicles 12, 18 and 22. First Chronicles 12, 18 and 22. I'm going to paraphrase it. I want you to look at it. It's a wonderful text. Here it is. Here's the context of the text. David is regathering his army. He's getting things back together. He's been on the run. He's about to take and go to a whole nother level in God. He's been anointed. Now he's about to get anointed again and take on the whole responsibility of being the king publicly. But before he gets to that, he has to get himself together for the journey that he's about to go on. Not just a step journey over miles, but a life journey. And what happens here? In First Chronicles 12, 18, and then 22, all of this together, the men come up to him and say to him, "Success unto you, David. Success unto you." They go on further, and day after day, men come and strengthen him and help him to do what he's been called to do. Day after day, the word says that they came. David made them a part of his army, and they all grew in size. What was the bottom line here? They realized that David was going somewhere and that they needed to follow. They also realized that he could not do it by himself. Couldn't do it by himself. They had to strengthen him. I want to raise three questions this morning for the journey that you're on and the elevation that God is bringing you to, the place that he's trying to get you to. The first question I want to raise to you this morning: who's strengthening you? Who's in your mighty men of valor? Who's in your band? Who's in the raiding army? Who's in your Fab Five. Who's strengthening you? You're on a journey. You're trying to get to where God's trying to take you, but you cannot get there by yourself. David realized that even though he was anointed, he still needed somebody to help him. So, who's strengthening you? Who's the second? The second thing is, who do you strengthen? Who do you strengthen? Now that you have gained some strength, some power, some mighty will of God on your life, who are you pouring into? You want to be poured into? Who are you pouring out onto? Who are you looking around to make their lives a little better? Don't just be the Dead Sea. Be the Galilee. Be the Sea of Galilee. The Dead Sea, everything went in, nothing came out. The Sea of Galilee had an interior and a exit. You can't just be poured into, you got to pour out. Here's the third thing I want you to do. To ask the question is, where do you get your strength? Where do you get your strength? What do you do to gain your? Do you have times in which you pull away? Do you have times in which you pray? Do you have designated times and spaces that you go to get your strength? Who strengthens you? Who do you strengthen? And where do you go to get your strength? What's your takeaway this morning? Your takeaway is this: the length of your journey depends on the amount of strength that you have. The length of your journey depends on the amount of strength that you have. The Lord be with you today. May his face shine upon you and give you peace. Share the man. If it bless you, bless somebody else. Don't keep it to yourself. I'll see you tomorrow morning with more Morning Manna. God bless you. Bye now.